what is a 90-30 product in hi-fi gear, and why is the WiiM Mini an absolute winner as a 90-30 hi-fi gear product? What does that mean, 90-30? You probably heard of the concept of 80-20 principle. Well, when it comes to products and value for money, I'm always looking for something I call 90-30 products. Something that has 90% or more of the performance of higher cost products at 30% or less of the cost. That is a sweet spot winner for me. And there are more 90-30 products in the marketplace than you might think. So let's start with the value for money. The WiiM Mini, look at this. This thing is like a hockey puck dwarfs this thing. It is tiny, fits anywhere. I plug it in with the USB-C for power, and then the optical digital output, the SPDIF, and this retails for basically $100, although I've got 3 of them and I've never paid $100. I've got one in the bedroom, one in the dining room kitchen area, and one in the living room. I've paid $79 twice, I think, and maybe $89 another time. And look, the streaming only competitors are all in the $350 to $400 price range. And look, the Blue Sound Power Node was $599, then $550, and now it's usually on sale for $350. What do you think? Why do you think the Blue Sound Node has been coming down in price? I'll tell you why. Because of the pressure and the value and the performance that WiiM has been putting in the market with the WiiM Mini and the WiiM Pro and then the WiiM amp. But we're not talking about amps here. We're talking about streamers only. So who are the possible competitors to the WiiM Mini? iFi Zen has iFi Zen Stream for $400. I love iFi. The iFi Zen Can, the solid state discrete Class A headphone amp. I love that amp. I love products by iFi. Actually, I got the iFi GoPods right here. iFi is terrific, but $400 when $100 retail for the WiiM Mini. Blue Sound Node, like I said, is usually on sale for $350, but it lists for $550, I think, these days. Who else? NAD has the CS1 streamer, $350. So just as a streamer, this has a DAC built in, but I don't use the DAC. I like separates, I want to be able to make the decisions on my components. So I plug this in for power. I take the, as I said, the SPDIF digital optical into my DAC, and now, I'm not a Roon user, so I don't know what your experience may be on Roon. I can't speak to that. Maybe it's worth paying the extra money for something else if you use Roon. But I use primarily, like 90+%, Tidal Connect. Love it. Spotify Connect works great. I don't use Spotify nearly as much anymore. I pretty much just pay for that for the podcast and the books on tape still. And Apple Airplay, I use this in the rare instance that I want to play a YouTube video through my 2-channel system. I will use Apple Airplay to connect to one of my WiiM Minis. But for me, Apple Airplay, Spotify Connect, and Tidal Connect, that covers everything. I'm sure some of you use Chromecast. That's fine. That's not my use case. As I said, my 3 are Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, and Airplay. But I want to comment, not only is this a great value, but I've been super impressed with WiiM and their engineering team and the consistency and frequency with which they are pushing out software product updates. that are not only security updates and bug fixes, but they're adding features. And I got to tell you, we just are in the middle of Amazon Prime days. I just ordered a Wiim Pro because I just saw a video from Randy, the cheap audio man, saying that Wiim had just pushed out a product update that added room correction software to the Wiim Pro. Now the Wiim Pro, I just paid $120 on Amazon. It lists for $150. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. I'll follow up with a review of the Wiim Pro and specifically the room correction software when I get it. But for $30 to $50 more than the Mini, well, I'll do some listening and see if I can hear a difference with and without the Wiim room correction software. And difference first, but does it sound better? Better enough to make it worth an extra 30 or $50? I don't know. I don't think it has to do very much improvement to be worth an extra 30 or $50 to bump up to the Wiim Pro. I think that's, if it sounds better, if the room correction software that they have pushed out to the Wiim Pro, I think that sounds really interesting. I'm very intrigued to get that in the house for review and do some listening. But room correction software aside, which iFi doesn't do, NAD doesn't do, Blue Sound doesn't do. So we're comparing streamers only without room correction software. $100 versus $350. Well, that is below my threshold of it is less than 30% the cost of those competitors. And is it 90% or more of the performance? I think it's 100% of the performance of the others. In fact, I haven't owned the others, but I would be very surprised if their software and their app and their streaming and the way they work with Tidal Connect and Spotify Connect, I can't see that it could be better. We've all dealt with apps that we don't love, that are wonky, that we endure and we put up with. There's no putting up with the Wiim app. It works great. And they not only push out those software updates, but in the settings, there's also a link for their product roadmap that you can click on for the product for the Pro or the Mini, and it shows you what they're working on, what bug fixes and product updates and features they're adding, and what they're considering working on. Really, really impressed with Wiim, not only as the existing product, but in their investment to staying on the cutting edge and moving the ball forward. Adding a free software update to the Wiim Pro with room correction software that's built into their app, is it going to be as good as Mini DSP? I doubt it, but for no cost, and if it improves the sound at all, that's super interesting. I'm really intrigued by that. But back to this product, without question, a 90-30 product. 100% of the performance of its competitors, iFi, ZenStream, Blue Sound Node, NAD, CS1, and at well less than, more like 20 to 25% of their cost. Yeah, like I said, I've put my money where my mouth is. I've got 3 of them in 3 different rooms, and I can change between rooms and between systems in the middle of a song. And my wife, if I'm playing the music too loud, she opens up her Wiim app and she can bump down the volume a little bit from where I'm playing it if it's bleeding through into another room from where I'm playing. So I give the Wiim Mini a 10 out of 10. I give WiiM as a company with their product updates and support a 9.5 maybe. Very impressed. Worth every dollar. Strongly recommend. So that is my take on the WiiM Mini, and 100% it is a 90-30 product, one of the best. I will be coming along with other videos with 90-30 products in terms of hi-fi gear and our hobby. But for now, this is Hunter Gray, and this is Hunter-Gray-LUV-Music. If I'm bringing any value to you, if you're still watching at this point in the video, please consider subscribing, sharing the video if you think any of your audiophile friends might be interested. Like the video, always helps the YouTube algorithm, and I'd love to see you supporting the channel on Patreon. But until next time, cheers for now. Thank you.